That was actually funny. I was like, I want to see if I can do it, and I was like,
I don't want this to end. I mean, we should probably like keep it going for a little bit longer, but no, it ended.
What cloud are you? Avid Children?
Yeah.
I personally like playing Avid Children more.
I thought we said we were done talking about, you know, that type of stuff when it came to...
You're right. Oh, my bad.
We're done talking about the Smash allegations, and yet we're talking about Avid Children.
Well, it's because we're playing Cloud.
Poor Cloud.
Even though there's two Final Fantasy stages, I'm probably just going to play Midgar, because that's Cloud stage.
That's a good stage. You want to know something? You want to hear a hot take? Final Fantasy VII is not a bad game.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck! God, you should have grabbed. But no, unironically, I hate how people always say, like, yeah, but it's like so overrated. Like, yeah, I know it is, but stop shitting on it.
See, I always thought it's like, this is the game to play. Like, this is the game. I was like, yeah.
Which, I mean, to an extent, it kind of is.
Like, yeah, I think Final Fantasy is cool. Like, 7's cool. I still haven't played it.
I think it's good. I think it's definitely a good beginner series. Like, if you're going to get into Final Fantasy, thus it's Final Smash, if you're going to get into Final Fantasy, why not start with 7? Like, that's not a bad one to start with.
Oh, yeah, they made it in this game that he has 2 different versions.
Oh. But real quick, like, do you think that Final Fantasy 13 is something good for new people to get into? Like, probably not, right?
Probably not, but I also sometimes say yes, because since it is just a hallway simulator.
Oh, yeah, but
it allows you to go in a linear thing to see a story.
But is that a good thing to be like, yeah, this is Final Fantasy, like this right here? Is that a good rep for that?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and the thing is too, like, what about 8 and 9? Like, do you think? I mean, 9 maybe, but 8 maybe not.
8, no, 8.
I think 8's too hard for that.
Yeah.
I would say
9 is actually good.
Yeah, well,
and also 10 in a way.
Yeah, and I was about to say
not 12, definitely
not 12. I was about to say 11 as well, but I'm like,
that's MMO.
And then 14, same thing. It's an MMO. Like, that's not going to get you into it. But 15, it's kind of like, I'm half and half about 15. Because I feel like for 15, it'll get you into the game, but I don't think it's going to get you into Final Fantasy, because it's not a Final Fantasy old style or retroactively like classic Final Fantasy. But then again, what about fucking 7 Remake? That's the same thing too. Like, even though it plays differently than you know, its classic counterparts, do you think that's enough to get people into the series from the remake? I mean, maybe half and half. Yeah. 16, I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
No. The thing is, I like the 16, but it was more of like a movie. I was watching cutscenes the majority of the thing.
Oh.
Granted, if I actually was going over and doing side quests, maybe it would have been... Maybe. But I just wanted the game over. I just was getting so annoyed with it. See, now we'll play it on the actual stage. We get freaking... whatever the things are called.
Materia?
Yes. I'm going to summon... Leviathan, which they made DLC for, finally...
For which game? 16?
16, yeah. He's the only one who wasn't in there. And now they made a whole DLC for him.
That's so weird. Why would they not include, of all people, Leviathan of all things?
I think it was development time. Like, by the time they got to the end, it's like, we don't know what to do with this character.
But real quick, going back to my bitching about it, like, I honestly think that if you're going to get into Final Fantasy, like, 4, 5, and 6 would be a decent one to start with if you really wanted to go that far back. And then 7 is pretty good. 8 if you really wanted to. 9 would be good. And then after that, it's like, I don't know. I mean, because if you're going to get into 15, you're probably just getting into 15 for 15, not really because you want to get into Final Fantasy. But what about, not World of Final Fantasy, probably not. I don't think anybody would. Crystal Chronicles, maybe, I don't know. Tactics, I don't know. But Tactics is different from regular Final Fantasy.
Oh, they just changed the whole thing entirely. Holy shit.
Because with Tactics, it's like, that's an actual tactics game.
Yeah.
Like, that's a whole different beast.
It's actually really fucking cool.
But see, the thing is, like, think about SMT and Persona. It's the same way, except a little bit different. Because, like, with Persona, like... Actually, Persona's the opposite. It's easier to get into Persona if you start with the new games than it is the later games. I feel.
Who am I getting now? I think it's Zoden, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. But I would argue that when it comes to Persona / SMT, like, you probably are just better off. Just
oh my god.
You're better off just playing like Persona 5 first. As much as it pains me to say that, if you wanted to get into Persona, that would be a good one to probably do. Even the reload with P3 if you really want. I would still recommend doing P3 first. Probably not P4 first. That would be not potentially... If you're going to get into the series, that might be a kind of a hard one to play, to be fair. And then P1 and 2, same thing. Like that. Like if you're getting into Persona from P1 and P2, good fucking luck. You got more balls than I do. But SMT-wise, yeah, 5, 4, even Nocturne would be better to play. Soul Hackers 2, no. I don't know. I don't think that one's going to make people excited. And just personal experience, I don't think that Soul Hackers 2 will be good enough for you to start with.
If it's actually like an SMT, that's all.
It is SMT, but...
Well, yeah, I would say like for an SMT style kind of game.
Yeah. I mean, it plays the same, but with different... Look, it's just not... It's not up to par with what I would say is good. If you're going to play SMT5, if you're talking about new stuff, then yeah, just play 5. You'll get into it way faster than that. I think that was 1-1.
No, I thought I was the first one.
Fuck, I don't know. You want to do one more just in case?
Fuck, sure.
Just because. I could have sworn I won the first one this time.
I don't remember.
Because I got a nice, easy kill at the beginning, and then we just kept fucking around, and then you died, I think. I could have sworn.
Well, yeah, because you killed me, and then you also died. We had 2 stocks, and I think...
I could have sworn that I train wrecked, and then you train wrecked me in the second match.
Oh, we can just do it all one anyway.
Fucking who cares? This one won't count. If for some reason I won the first one, whatever. If I didn't, whatever, then this one don't count.
Well, it doesn't matter, because like, if I win this, it's just like, oh, I got 2.
Yeah.
I got 3-0.
Yeah. So, like, at the end of the day, we could talk more about RPG stuff, because I want to talk more about SMT. But you're probably wondering, like, why Soul Hackers 2 is not good. It just feels not... I don't know, it's just a weird one. It's very barren, if that makes sense. It doesn't really feel like a strong SMT compared to, like, 4 and 3, you know, where those were, like, yeah. But then again, okay, you don't know much about SMT, right? In terms of, like, the numbered games. So, do you know much about 3 and how that plays?
No.
It's very dungeon-heavy, very... God damn, I'm supposed to be the SMT guy. I can't explain this. So, in SMT3, it's very SMT, where it's like, it's dungeon to dungeon, that kind of thing. It's what you expect from a SMT game, I guess. But then, like, before, you get abilities that you can purchase and you can use. So, for example, like, you can purchase the ability to have a better chance to talk to demons. You know, that kind of thing. Think upgrades, basically, for 4. And then in 5, they went back to Nocturne, where it's just pretty much just... Well, instead of dungeon to dungeon, it's more open world into dungeon. Which, yeah, Nocturne is kind of like that, but the open world is so fucking tiny that, like, it's not even an open world at that point. Now, do bear in mind that SMT5 does have some difficulty to it, but it won't kick your ass if you're just now getting into the series. But Nocturne, funny enough, Nocturne gets a rep for being hard, but nah, it's only hard if you just make it hard on yourself. You can pretty much, like, I bet, like, starting today, if I was like, hey, let's play Nocturne right now, you'd probably get through, like, the first dungeon with no problem if I told you who's good for what. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's the thing with that game is, like, knowledge is pretty much power at that point. If we went to fight Fornius, the first boss, and you were like, I don't know how to fight this fucker, I'm scared, and I told you, hey, there's a cool thing you can do. So you know Pixie? You remember when I told you to keep her? Well, you have to keep her anyway for that fight. He's weak to electric. She's got electric. You hit him with electric, there's a chance for him to get stunned. If you get stunned, you hit him, you get a critical, you get an extra turn. So forth and so forth. It's like, if you knew that, Nocturne is fucking easy peasy. But then if you don't know that, it's like, oh god, this game's hard. And then nowadays, if you get SMT Nocturne nowadays, the remastered version, you can buy a DLC, which gives you dungeons that you can go grind, and barely grind, might I add, there's a money dungeon and an XP dungeon. And if you know anything about Tokyo Mirage, they had those too, base game, where you would go to this dungeon, get grimoires, and it'd be thick or thin. And you could use a thick to level you all the way up to 1 XP point. You have to do a fight to level up, but you just get that one thick one, and it just immediately gets you 909 XP or whatever. 99% of your XP, and then you go do a fight, you level up instantly. You do that with you go grind these grimoires and these dungeons, come back to the regular game, go beat up enemies, level up, level up, level up.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, yeah, Nocturne lets you do that now. You had to buy the DLC for it, but now that I'm older and I've beaten Nocturne like plenty of times, it's like, I'll take it. Fuck it. I don't care. It saves me a lot of time and trouble. So.
If there's an easier way to do something, it's just I would rather do that.
Yeah, but it depends, I guess. Like, for me, it's like, if the original experience was meant to be that way, I would rather play it that way, but it's case by case. If I'm playing an NES game on Switch, I'm getting my ass destroyed, and I might just be like, fuck this, rewind.
I know in Xenoblade 2, all the experience you get from quests and stuff,
yeah,
just gets into like a pot where when you go to an inn and rest, you can just take from it to level up.
Yeah, yeah.
But usually what I do is like I don't do that because like I can just fight enemies, and as I progress the story, I'm always on par with the level.
True, but that's also base game too, right? Like,
yes.
That's already in there. Like, that's already a thing you can do.
Yeah.
I'm talking about things that are kind of outside of game, I guess you could say. Because, like, again, with NES games, like, I can rewind feature.
Yeah.
And people will say that's cheating, but then to an extent, it's like, well, yeah, but I want to enjoy the game. But it's case by case and person by person.
Yeah.
But I think it goes to a certain extent, like, I don't know, if somebody was to play Nocturne nowadays, I would say at least try to play Nocturne on normal mode first. And if you're just like, I can't do it, then go ahead and buy the DLC, go play on easy or whatever, you know. But at least try to play it the OG way. But if you can't, you're just like, or if you're just like, fuck it, I don't care enough. Because there's games I play that I'm like, I don't give a shit about this game. I'm playing on easy. Fuck it, I don't care. Assassin's Creed. Or whatever, you know. If I don't like the game already, it's like, whatever. But I don't know. There's some games where I'm like, I recommend playing on normal, but sometimes it's kind of hard to do that. Like Twilight Princess. You can't really play that on GameCube unless you find a copy. God forbid. You're better off just playing on Wii U or Wii. You know? So, can't really play the original way either. I guess, technically. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a bitch. That's all I can yap for hours. But that's all I got for now.
We'll continue in the next video.
You probably will.
So we can at least speed through the rest of these guys, which I think there's only 2 left anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not that bad.
See you guys then.